Happy Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, happy Thursday. Sorry, got my days mixed up. And welcome once again to the Love Your Vibe podcast. And we've got a special show for you today because the reason I say it's special is because we are going to help you to move from worry and from fear. We're going to help you alleviate stress. We're going to help you to choose faith, to choose peace, to choose joy, to choose happiness, to choose all these great and awesome things that come when you basically eradicate fear and worry from your life. Okay? So, my biggest thing in life, I feel like I've been an advocate for finding ways to inspire people no matter what it is, no matter what area it's in or anything like that. And one of the biggest things that I came to the conclusion after a long time of inner work. And what I mean by inner work is just meditation, quiet time, really listening to what the divine has to tell me as I'm sitting in a receptive manner, open to the wisdom of God. And so what I learned is that a lot of times, actually all of the time, whenever there has been doubt, whenever there has been fear, whenever there has been worry or stress, things don't necessarily work out the way that you feel they should. And the reason for that is because it becomes something that it changes the vibration. So let's say, for instance, you're trying to manifest your mortgage. And I've been in this countless times where, 7 or 8 days before rent was due, I had to figure out how I was going to get it. But the truth of the matter is, when I realized that it wasn't my job to accomplish that, where the universe takes care of it as long as I am in vibrational alignment with that divine provision, I had absolutely nothing to worry about. And so it took me a while to really grasp this concept because we're taught in society to worry. We're taught in society to stress out. We're taught in society basically to fear the worst. And what happens is we wind up manifesting it because we put so much emotional power on these things that we're fearing and worrying about that they become our manifestations. So here's where we have to start from. You've got to start from a place, I feel like, of peace in a sense. You got to quiet your mind. Because when you can quiet your mind, you can really see what's going on inside. You can really see what has been your dominant thoughts. And unfortunately for most of us, our parents, our teachers, our friends, our associates, whoever it is, has not even put, but ingrained in to our consciousness that it's best if we fear. It's best if we worry. It's best if we get stressed out about things. And so we want to reverse that, okay? And the first thing I want you to do is just focus on being quiet. Just quiet the mind, and allow divinity to connect to you and transform your mind, transform your soul, transform your body within the process. Because when you start to vibrate at that level, at the same level as God in the universe, what happens is everything that can't match up to that, which is pure essence, pure joy, has to leave. Okay? So you're going to get quiet. You're going to find that time, 10, 15 minutes, however long it is. Even if you hear mental chatter, just wait until it leaves. Focus on your breathing. Find something to focus on that allows you to push all that stuff you don't need out of your mind, okay? And so when you get to this point, what you're going to do is focus on the fact, focus on the truth that the universe cares about you. The universe loves you. The universe is creating a life that you can be proud of, but the only way that can happen the way that you want it to is by having the ability to, one, get rid of those crazy beliefs, get rid of that fear and worry, two, and to put yourself in a place to where you know without a shadow of a doubt that everything is going to be provided for. Everything is going to work out. On one of our first podcasts, we talked about how everything in life works itself into a way to where it works out for us. It is working out for our very best. The only thing that changes that is when we get scared, when we get afraid, when we feel like, oh gosh, what's going to happen next? And I saw a quote this morning, which I've seen some time ago. A lot of the things we worry about don't even happen. They don't even happen. Like, how crazy is that to think that, all of this crap is going to unfold and then all of a sudden it never even happens to us, right? And I wrote this in my blog this morning. If God stops working for you to create your very best life, it's time for you to die. And you're here, you're listening to what I have to say, so chances are you ain't dying anytime soon. So know that it's working out in your favor. You have to somehow come to the conclusion that this is the case, that life was never meant to be a struggle. Life was never meant to be hard. Don't get caught up in society's thinking of you've got to grind. You've got to work day and night. You got to be tired. You got to be in a position to where you don't know what you're going to do next, but you can't sleep. You can't do this. All this stuff is twisted thinking, right? And it's proven because God has given us so many things. And one of the greatest things we can do is look at how nature sustains itself. Look at how wild animals sustain themselves, where they never toil, they never get upset, they never worry or fear anything like that. And all of everything they need and their desires are provided for. And they go on about their business, living moment to moment without any hiccups. But the human being, for some reason, feels like they need to question whatever it is that God is going to do for them, right? And part of the reason is it's not our fault. It's just how we've been raised. It's how our parents have acted. It's how our grandparents, the great-grandparents before them. It goes back so many generations that it's only just repeated behavior. But you can be the one to change that all around. You can be the one to turn over a new leaf. And how do you do that? You do that by, one, like we talked about, getting quiet, getting silent, listening to the divine messages that come within. Because if you ever want to solve any problem, you can always find the answer within yourself. All you have to do is be patient and be quiet enough to find it, right? So after the quiet time, you have the faith, the expectancy, right? The expectancy to know that it's all going to work out. Like I said, look back at your life. Look back at all the great things that have happened. Look back at the times where you worried and something great came out of it. You still got what you wanted. But think about if all those things could happen and you could still be at peace. You could still be happy. You could still be at a point to where you're not experiencing any type of stress. You could be at a point to where you're not being tired. And one of the biggest things that really get underneath my skin and really piss me off is a lot of employers will instill worry and fear into their employees. Instead of them coming from a place of uplifting these people, edifying them to be able to go out on their own and seeing the magic that exists out there in the workplace, they try to sucker them in with paychecks. They try to reprimand them by taking away their paycheck, by having them think that they have to work so hard for a paycheck when that is just completely ass backwards. Because why would God give all of this stuff to the animals, all of this stuff to the plants for free, but then his most valued creation, the human being, he would make him work for it, toil for it, get stressed out, pass out, go to the hospital, not be able to continue, not be able to live his life? Something is truly wrong with that thinking. And when you don't rectify it immediately, what happens is you fall into a place, you fall into a position where you end up just like every Tom, Dick, Harry, Tyrone, whoever it is. You wind up just like them, living those mediocre, shitty lives that make absolutely no difference because you're not happy with it. Let's face it, guys. Let's be real here. If you're not happy with your own life, if you're not inspired by your own life, how in the hell are you going to inspire other people? How are you going to pick people up? How are you going to tell them, you know what, it's going to be great? No, you're going to do what my neighbors used to do to me when I was a kid. Tell me that, when you get older, the fun goes out the window. But when you get married, your wife won't let you have any more fun. When you have kids, oh, your life is over. I'm just like, kill me now. Damn, is it really that bad? Does life end when all this stuff happens? The only thing is they've been programmed to think that way. And when you've been programmed to think that way, your life will follow suit. All right? So getting back on track, pissing on worry and fear. One of the last things I want you to do is get angry. Get angry at the fact. When I realized that these two things, in addition to doubt, was running my life, I got pissed about it. And I can say pissed because here's what curse words are. It's another thing I talked about in my blog this morning. If you want to check that out, go to uplifterentertainment.com. You can check out the blog that I wrote on today. Titled the same as the blog post, which is as the podcast, which is pretty awesome. But as I was saying, I got pissed off. I got angry at the fact that doubt, worry, and fear ran my life. Literally took over my life. I could not be happy. I had the most money in my account that I had ever had been in a good place, had accomplished so much and done so much. And I'm sitting up here nervous with chest pains because I can't be at peace because I'm so worried I'm going to lose it. I'm so fearful I'm going to have to spend it all this BS. And I'm just like, okay, hold on. Something is not right here. And I've got to be adamant. And I say adamant, I mean stern with finding out how to completely get rid of this. Completely get rid of this from my life. Because I've seen the difference of when I worry and fear, when worry and fear run my life. And I've seen the difference when peace and faith run my life. And I tell you, no matter what is happening on the outside of you, when you feel peace and faith on the inside, well, I tell you, it's like everything is going well and everything cannot go wrong. It's one of the greatest feelings in the entire world, and it's worth taking the time out to get to that place. So this is why you have to get angry, because if you don't get angry at it, what will happen is you'll just continue to persist in the same feelings over and over and over. You'll let other people cast their beliefs on you. You got to rise so high when it comes down to it that you're ready to take this on and you're ready to combat it with the opposite. You're ready to combat it with faith. You're ready to combat it with joy. You're ready to combat it with trust. You're ready to combat it with powerful vibrational beliefs that take you to a different level. And then you'll teach other people about it. This is just the course of what happens when you decide to wage a war on worry and fear, guys. So I've got 1 minute left, and I just want to leave you with this. Make this moment right now. This moment right now. It's November 10th, 2016, 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. Maybe a different time wherever you're listening at. But take this moment right now to be the moment when you decided to give up on worry and fear. Not to give up, but just to let it go. Let it go. Turn your life around. Speak peace into your life and just tell yourself you are going to transform it no matter how long, no matter what it takes. And you're going to watch it open up into something beautiful, something that can inspire the rest of the world. Do that for me, guys. And I look forward to seeing you or talking with you on the next episode of the Love Your Vibe podcast. I'm Sean Grant. Thanks so much. Take care. Talk soon.